So in this video, we're going to be giving you guys some tips for planning your next Walt Disney World vacation.
So you've decided that you want to take a trip to Disney World, but you don't know exactly where to start. So the first thing that you should be thinking about is, when exactly do you want to go? Do you want to go during a certain event that takes place in Disney World? Like in October, there's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. In December, there's
the Christmas celebration.
Maybe there's a certain season that you'd like to go in. Maybe you'd rather go in the summer when
or the
school's
spring.
out.
Why'd you nod like that?
I've been in August and in December, so I have seen the difference between going when school's out and when there's like a big holiday going on. December is very, very crowded because it is Christmas time. We went during Christmas and New Year's. It's less crowded after New Year's. And then in August, it was really fun, but it was so hot.
Yes.
It was disgustingly hot. Like,
so
we were sweating.
Yeah. If you don't want to shower 7 times a day, don't go in August.
It depends on your preference. I'm sorry, Nina, I'm always cutting you off.
We were talking about this earlier. It's okay. So I've gone in August, May, and I believe it was April, but in April it was during spring break, so that was kind of busy. But that first day that we got there in April, spring break hadn't begun yet, so it was actually it was like not as crowded. I mean, it was Animal Kingdom, so maybe that's why.
When you decide on when you're going to go to Disney, then you have to decide how long you want to stay there. We generally stay for 10 days, 9 nights. Mina?
We do like a week. I mean, I've done the 10 days, 9 nights thing, and we also did a week, and we also did 5 days. So like we varied.
Okay, so this is my question to you, because I've only done 10 days. Which time or which one do you think you got the biggest experience out of?
Okay, but I feel like it doesn't have to do with the amount of days, but the last time we stayed, which was the 5 days, only because we've been to Disney like 2 times before, so we knew everything about it. We knew where we wanted to go, what restaurants we wanted to eat at, and it was a little bit more like organized. The first time, like, we had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah, the first time was a mess for me. Yeah.
The second time was great because it was so long, but we were with my family, and like we also weren't like as familiar with the parks and the different things that we wanted to do. So I think the 5 days for us was the best, but the longer stay was obviously better because it's Disney. And
yeah, that's why when I hear that people only go for like 5 days, 4 nights, I'm like, what? You can't even get anything done in that time.
We got so much done.
Okay.
We did. So you should also be keeping in mind where you'd like to stay in Walt Disney World. So we mentioned before that we think it's a more enjoyable experience if you're staying within the property of Disney rather than in a hotel outside of Disney.
I 100% agree with that. If you want the full Disney experience, then definitely stay within Disney World. And there's so many different resorts that you can stay in.
We have done a review on one of our favorite resorts, which is the French Quarter, and
which is a moderate resort, and I'll link that.
Yes.
There's so many resorts for you to choose from, so you're bound to find something that you're going to like.
That'll suit your preference.
Yes.
And also suit your family style. So there are certain resorts that are good for big families with a lot of children. There are some for just couples.
You need to decide if you're going to be traveling on a plane, in a car. Obviously that is all up to you, whatever it is. Or walking. You have to walk to Disney World. We usually go on a plane because Florida is 24 hours away from us by car, so it's too long of a road trip. So we just fly, and it's only like 2.5 hours from where we are.
So once you actually arrive in Florida, if you're booking through the Disney World site or if you're doing like a package, you have the option of being able to take the Magical Express bus, which picks you up right from the airport in Florida and brings you to your Walt Disney World resort within Walt Disney World.
Yeah, it's very, very convenient for families that are traveling through an airline because you don't have to worry about
transportation once you get to Florida.
And plus, the transportation is already
provided for you
at the resort.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a car or anything because there are buses taking you to and from the parks at all times.
Unless, of course, you're planning on going outside of the resort for anything, then you would need your own transportation because they don't provide that for you.
And if you are planning on visiting Universal Studios, they actually do have separate transportation that can take you to Universal Studios, but it is like you have to pay for that separately. It's not really included in the Disney package. So another thing that you need to keep in mind is, are you going to be purchasing the Disney dining plan, which again, I will link down below because we go into extreme detail. Extreme detail about what it is and how much it costs and all that. So you do have to think about that when you're going to go to Disney World.
And if you're not planning on purchasing the dining plan, you would need to keep in mind
like the cost
of the food, where you're planning on going, because if you do purchase the dining plan, you'll most likely be doing reservations at certain restaurants in Disney, so that stuff will already be taken care of before your trip.
What the heck?
Look who's here!
Come here! Come here!
Look who came to make her special appearance.
And she's holding Disney princesses. Look at this. She's holding Mulan and Aurora. And her hair is like a mess. Say hi, Sophie! Say hi!
So another thing that you might want to think about before booking your Disney World trip is if you should add the memory maker. So the memory maker is a Disney photo package that you prepay like in advance of your trip, and you get all of the pictures that you take in Disney World with the professional photographers.
There are a lot of like Kodak moment
spots.
Yeah, within Walt Disney World. So if you are planning on taking those pictures, which I obviously recommend you do, like just go to every spot that you can, because if you do purchase the memory maker, you get everything for a set price. If you are planning on eating at specific Disney World restaurants, then you do have to make reservations in advance, and I cannot stress this enough. They actually tell you to do it 180 days in advance before you go to Disney World. That way you do get the pics that you wanted, because it does get
they get booked really quickly.
Yeah, and you do get frustrated, like if you can't get a reservation that you really wanted. Beast's Castle was one of those restaurants. I remember I did even do it 180 days in advance, and there were no bookings.
But the thing with Beast Castle is that you have to keep checking, because people sometimes cancel their reservations. People actually do it a lot, especially for Beast Castle, we've noticed. So when I've booked trips in the past, both times Beast Castle was always booked, but as we kept checking as our date got closer, people have canceled and we were able to get a spot at that restaurant.
Yeah, I actually got a reservation, I think like a couple days before we even left, because we just kept checking. But again, do keep checking, so don't give up hope if you can't find the reservation that you want, because they will open up.
What I would recommend is, because I actually have never done it 180 days in advance, because for some reason, like when we book like 2 months or even like a month, literally like a month before we go, which is crazy, but we were still able to go to like most of the restaurants that we liked, so that was good. But what I would recommend is, if a restaurant is booked that you want to go to, reserve another place as a backup, just in case you won't be able to get into the one that you really want, so that at least you'll have something there. So another thing to keep in mind is setting up your FastPasses. So you don't need to be staying within the Walt Disney World resorts to do this. It's as long as you have park tickets to go to the parks on specific days. So what you are going to do is go to the website and choose whatever rides that you'd like to go on and at whatever time, and if they're available, you can get the fast passes for those rides.
Get fast passes for the rides that are like really
Popular.
Yeah, really popular, where the wait time is so long. Like
Soarin'.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna say. Soarin', Peter Pan's Flight is one of like the big ones. The Mine Train is a big line too.
But they do give you like a limited amount of fast passes that you can book.
It's 3.
Yeah, before your trip. But as you complete those fast passes, I think you're able to like add new ones.
I think you get 3 fast passes a day
before you go to Disney, and then once you're in the park
and you've completed one
and you want to do another one, you can add that in. All you need is actually the app. There's like a Walt Disney World app where you can add your fast passes when you're within the park.
Alright, so all the technical stuff is out of the way. You've booked your dining plan, you've booked where you're staying, everything's out of the way. Now, I generally do make an itinerary before I go to Disney World.
Don't make it like a rigid schedule.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Like, don't like literally say, okay, we're gonna be going to this ride at this time and all that stuff. No.
But do keep in mind your fast pass times. I feel like we're contradicting ourselves. So what we're trying to say is, keep in mind what you want to be doing on each day. Keep in mind your fast pass times, your reservations, all your travel time from your resort to your restaurant and whatever, but don't make a really like strict schedule, because like we mentioned in a previous video, like things happen at Disney World, like your plans don't always work out the same way, and we don't want people to be like upset, so don't overvary.
You said that perfectly, literally. Every time that I want to say something, Mina says it even better. No, it's fine though. You said it perfectly. So everything is done with. You know what you're going to be doing at Disney World. You have everything booked, and then comes the hard part, which is waiting.
Oh, I was like paying for that. Because let's be real, Disney
is expensive, yes. But I feel like the wait time, like waiting for that date to come is so like...
But it's such a good experience. Like it sucks because you're waiting, but like you're like, oh my god, I can't wait to go on this ride. You're planning like your fast passes. I feel like that is like a good time.
It is, no, it definitely is exciting to be planning everything.
Especially when you're planning during the semester and you have like something to look forward to, like that is the best.
I'm actually planning it and I don't even know when I'm going back. Like that's how
soon.
Yeah. Soon, guys.
So that's basically all the things you need to keep in mind before you actually go to Disney. This is like the planning pre-Disney.
Yeah. Hopefully we gave you guys some good tips, and I don't know what most of you do when you're planning a Disney trip, but that's pretty much what we do when we're planning to go to Disney.
So I guess that's about it for this video.
Have a magical day.
Bye. Okay, what the heck is bye? And then you don't even say bye. You leave me out there to drive on my own.
I'm sorry. I said that really weird, right? I thought this was gonna go.
Because the beer's in the next room spying on us.
Okay.
Are you guys not regularly?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Oh my god, is it that bad?
Is it? Yeah, seriously, is it that bad?
No, you guys sound so awkward.
Oh my god, it's because you're listening to us.
Planning on. Why am I holding a Sharpie? Well, you have to
Sophie, let's go buy.
Oh my gosh.
I look so bad.
Whatever. It's raining outside and I just can't.
Literally, ew, I can't. Ew.
Sorry. What the heck was
No,
that?
okay, yeah. Like
in October. Wait, let me see.
Did you say October?
Mina. Below.
Prepared.
No, it's not unprepared. Like I said, when the camera comes on, you're just like, bleh. You don't know what you're saying. Will you be adding the more?
I didn't know what this one is. Why do I get this? Okay.
Sorry, baby. Bye, Sophie. We do that sometimes. We do that. We do that sometimes. There's like different resorts. Whoa.
We're in Abira's apartment, which is on the bottom floor, so things are happening upstairs. Purchasing the memory maker. And the memory...
Say that again.
Okay. Another thing that...
Wait, I'm laughing. You have to wait until I'm done laughing.